everybody. I just felt like since we are going to be doing this electronically, that a video introduction slash orientation would be appropriate and even welcome by some of you. Um, I just want to start with a quick bio. My name is Charles. Some of you have had me as your teacher before, so you know me, but those of you that haven't, um, should know that I have been an electrician for about 11 years. So it wasn't my first career. When I came through school, I came through here at MTech and I did exceptionally well. And what I mean by that is I didn't fail a single step test. And so it became fairly obvious that at some point in time I would come back and teach. And so 2 years ago, I came back. I made some changes in my life. I stopped doing electrical work during the day so I could go to UVU full time. But I still plan on um, owning my own electrical business, and I do side jobs during the summer. I just don't do the daily grind like you guys, which is great because it means I'm available to take on your class. I have plenty of time to create content and to answer emails. As some of you have noticed, I am pretty quick on that. At least I have been over the past couple of days. Um, just a little bit about our current situation. We have been asked by the MTech administration to try and finish as many courses as possible. And one of the reasons that they asked me to take on this course is because I happen to be the only teacher in all of the MTech apprenticeship, at least for electrical, that has actually finished my course. So I teach electrical second year, just full of math, full of code, and full of motor controls. So for some of you guys in third year, that's pretty much your life. For those of you that are in my first year class, you're just kind of getting a handle on the whole switching controls and stuff. But it's not anything to be intimidated by. It's all just switches. One of my mentors has often said just that all electricity is just switches. You just follow the power back to wherever it was last controlled, and no big deal. But we're in the situation where we have to kind of offer online courses. You do have options. Both will be accelerated. So if you are the kind of person that is self motivated to do the reading and absorb the material on your own, um, then this will be a great opportunity for you to finish up. If you're a person who feels like maybe you need a little bit more explanation, some classroom presentation and lecture would be more appropriate, then by all means, let me know and we'll get you in the June class. And there are a few that have already decided that that's the way for them to go. But the point is, if you continue on in this class, just like that last question in the survey, I'm going to expect you to get all of it done, and it's not a little bit. So it will require some self motivation. Having said that, the best way that most of the material in this course is presented is via computer. Um, However, you still are able to use your cell phone. But I would say this: if you're using an iPhone, I've had a lot of students who were unable to do the quizzes and assignments uh, on the iPhone, and the workaround is just to open it up in the browser. So open up Canvas in Safari and log in, and you should be able to do the assignments. Having said that, if there's any issues like that, just let me know as soon as possible. We'll work out some ways for you to be able to do these things. So, in any event, I wanted to give you a brief overview of the course. Again, it's accelerated. It's going to require some reading. It's going to require some worksheets. Um, and some other uh, required things. But the one thing that it's probably not going to do is it's not going to end up being a class where you're going to meet at a specific time. Um, Having said that, I do have live office hours. So for my third year students on Monday and Wednesday from 5 to 6, and all this is on the syllabus, but from 5 to 6, I will open up a conference on Facebook and you will all receive an email inviting you to it. Just know that that's optional. If you have a question, by all means, join in, ask your question however you can, whether it's by doing the chat or if you can turn your microphone on or if you even want me to see your face. It's up to you, but just know that I'm available to ask questions or to answer those kinds of questions. And if I get a lot of questions, then I will do a video. A lot of the same questions on the same topics, I will do a video to help clear that stuff up. It doesn't take long for me to set this stuff up, so I have no problem doing it. So having said that, I'm going to start presenting my window to you so that I can give you a brief overview of how the course is laid out and what you will see on Canvas. And I'm going to I have two screens, so I'm going to end up looking over. That's what I'm looking at as the screen. So in any event, what you have on the home page of the course, and mind you, this is just a example course. This isn't your actual course because I'm doing this video for both the first and second or third and first year classes that I'm taking over. And so it's only an example. But on the home page, you're going to see some things. You're going to see an announcement. It'll be whatever the most recent announcement is. You can click on it and read it. I'm not going to do that in the interest of time. You're going to see a picture. Usually it's appropriate for the course, something that we're going to talk about a lot. So in the case of the first years where we introduce Ohm's Law, I've got the Ohm's Law pie chart. And then these two large buttons, you can't miss them. One of them goes to the syllabus. One of them goes to the modules, which is where each of your weekly lessons are laid out. So I'm going to go ahead and click on syllabus here and show you how this is laid out. But ultimately, I need you guys to go look and review the syllabus yourself because this is just an example. Some of the things are actually for both classes, some aren't. I have my office hours listed, 5 to 6 p.m. Again, that's going to be a live conference that you will receive an email invite to, but it's not required. We will have one required conference, and that's just to review for the final exam. And those always take place during normal class time, so 6 to 9 o'clock at night. And it'll be on an appropriate day. So probably on a Tuesday for the first year class and a Monday for the third year class. But if you have any issues attending that, just let me know. In fact, if you have any issues at all, just let me know. I'm willing to work with you. But those are my office hours. Both courses are going to heavily dive into the NEC codebook. The first year course is going to be more of an overview. The third year course is going to be in depth about bonding and grounding. That's why it's important that you guys have your bonding and grounding book. Get it ordered ASAP. I will have the first week and a half worth of material online. And what that'll look like is a PDF of some sections that I don't have slideshows for, and then the slides appropriate for those other sections. The slides plus the code book will be your reading resource until you get the book. After the textbook requirement, there is, and for first years, you should have your book. It's just going to be Understanding Electrical Code, Volume 1, and the Delmar book for one little section. Anyway, after the textbook requirements, I have the previous schedule for reference only. This is so that you can see what you were supposed to be accountable for the course. There were some things that I was able to go ahead and drop. because they weren't really required by the state. But this is for your reference so that you know what the entire semester entailed. And then I have a revised schedule which goes over the course that you're going to do with me online, the 4 week crash course roller coaster ride of reading. And I mean, if you like comic books, this will be great because that's all the my cult books are, is just boring comic books based on the electrical code. And you'll be able to go through and succeed. The grading plan is just to split things evenly. The final exam will be 30% of your grade. Uh, it will only incorporate things that we discuss over the course of the 4 weeks, and any other code that was part of this semester. Okay. And the reason that is because you have your code book for reference. So by now, you should be good at referencing the code book. You should be good at taking code tests. And so that's how we'll go. Quizzes will be 30%. There'll be 3 of them. And then assessments, actually, on your syllabus will say worksheets. Your worksheets are your attendance. So those are worth 30 as well. And then citizenship, basically citizenship is if you turn anything in late without, making prior arrangements with me, then your citizenship grade will be docked. And I haven't quite worked out the details on that, but it's only worth 10% of your grade. So by no means is it going to derail your experience. What I do need to say about the Doppel requirements is that they've changed now. We were told that we no longer needed to send in step test exam results, that all they're going to go by is your official transcript. And so now the course is pass or fail course where you have to get a 75% on the entire course. 75 or above, which means that we no longer need to give you 2 attempts at the step test because it's not really a step test anymore. You just get 1 attempt at the final exam, and hopefully you do well. I mean, you just need to study. That's what that last question was for in the survey. So 30, 30, 30. And then the last thing I can tell you as we dive in, well, I'll just wait. But anyway, that is what I mean by citizenship. So by all means, go and look at the syllabus for your individual course. We're going to back up to the home page and do a little bit more navigation explaining. So you have your 2 left screen menus here, and you have your right screen menu that has your to-do. If you want to scroll all the way through all the modules that I've left published, then you can click on modules. Any new announcements, now the newest announcement will be at the top of the homepage, but if you want to look at older announcements, you can find them there. Same with assignments, quizzes, if you want to check your grades. If you want to start a discussion or participate in one, you can click on discussions, and I have one in here already started. Oh, I guess I didn't hit so, but anyway, you just hit the discussion plus button, and there you go. And then conferences, if you could have swore I had some of this stuff going, but this is where you would find any active conferences, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You just find an active conference and hit join, and that's if you get kicked out of a conference and you need to come back in. Otherwise, you're going to get an email invite to those conferences. So it won't give me access to that. So how do I get, there we go. It won't let me back in. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you is the modules and how each week is set up. So we're back in student view, click on modules, and that'll take you right to the current week. Okay. And the first thing I need my third year students to do is I need you to do the student tutorials. It's going to show you how to submit quizzes, assignments, how to view your grades, and how to use Canvas on your mobile devices, as well as this video will be there. Once you do that, then week 1 will unlock. But remember, this is just an example. So this is an example of my week 8 where we were doing control logic. And the way that these modules are set up is they're split into 2 halves. So half of the week and then half of the week and then a quiz at the end. So the first thing will be the reading that's required. Then the next thing will be any supplemental materials such as PowerPoints, videos, interactive activities, presentations, and stuff like that will all be in this area, and it'll actually be on this tier. And then you'll have a worksheet to do. Same thing for the second half of the week. Same setup, okay? And then you have to listen carefully, because what I've done is I've just made the worksheets and the quiz due on the Monday of the following week. And what that allows you to do is you can choose to do the reading and the worksheets throughout the week, or you can wait until the weekend, whichever is best. But it gives you the option as long as you get it done. The other thing that you should know is that you get 2 attempts at worksheets and quizzes. Worksheets are 15 questions, quizzes are 25 questions, and the quizzes are also timed. So you get 2 attempts at each to get a better score. And then some bad news is completely randomized. And so you may not get exactly the same questions, but you will be able to see the answers from all of your attempts. So this is how the week will be set up. Again, all the assignments that are due will be due by midnight of the following Monday. As soon as you do them, it'll unlock the next week. And there's nothing locked out by date. And so potentially you could just do the whole course in a week or 2 if you really got on it and just went through it. I don't necessarily suggest that, because you never know what material I might come up with and add to the course. What I do most definitely suggest is that you follow the reading schedule as it appears on your calendar, where you have about 50 pages to read before Wednesday and another 50 pages to read by Saturday. And just remember, it's Mike Holt's book. It's a bunch of pictures, code references, and stuff like that. And so it should be fairly quick reading. Just make sure you understand what is being presented to you. And if you have questions, I would suggest you have a notebook as you're doing the reading and just write the questions down, and you can email me those questions, or you can just wait for a office hours time and come ask me those questions. And like I said before, if I get a lot of the same question, I'll make a video, and I'll try to introduce each of the chapters as well with some brief videos. So thanks again. Let's make sure I haven't forgotten anything. I wanted to talk about the live conference. I did that. And I wanted to talk about the survey pledge, which you guys all signed, which basically says, yes, I'm willing to do this. And so I'm excited because the vast majority of you decided you wanted to just continue. And so, again, any questions, send me an email or wait for office hours. Again, for the third year classes, that's Mondays and Wednesdays between 5 and 6. And for the first year class, it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, also between 5 and 6. So, hey, thanks a lot.